Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Um, trying the light. Yeah, but maybe this is better, right? Yeah, the sun just went down. So, yes, I continued writing. I was just shortly at the beach, my hair is still wet. But it doesn't matter. But I'm natural. And yes, here I am continuing on my book. Um, Here we are. Just a second. So I reached a couple of more chapters. It's really hot today. I'm grateful. It was a great day so far. So yeah. And yeah, if you can, please don't forget to press the subscribe button. It's really very, very much appreciated, I know it's a new channel. I just started last week and I'm very excited. It's fun. I love it. And yeah. It's a bit confusing. I as I'm translating from German into English, and then in German it's such a different language somehow. There's a lot of similarities, same but very different as well. And then in English, most of the things you write in lowercase. And then I start translating, and all of a sudden I see like the word I is then in lowercase, and that's irritating when I see it in writing here in front of me. it's so far a very interesting process. So I'm editing right now and typing it up because the book is already handwritten with notes, and I mean it's like kind of like a guideline. And now I'm in the editing process, but still kind of in the writing process as well, and creating. And yeah, this is, by the way, my paintings. It's my series, Mr. Moody. And yeah, oh yeah, today I'm in a different setting. I'm downstairs in the sitting room. Yeah, I needed to sit properly today on the desk. You know. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't really allowed with the music, so I got blocked on YouTube. So I apologize, YouTube, and who got offended by that. Um, I'm still also figuring out my way through YouTube and how that works. You know, in the meantime, really diving into my project. How does it sound? So Michaela, you know, the colleague, invited me more often. No, invited me more and more often to come along privately. So we often went up to Prenzlberg. So question is, because in Berlin we say Prenzlberg, but the real word is Prenzlauer Berg. For example, like in a trendy cocktail, we went to trendy cocktail bars and in O2 and to Cafe Eckstein, where one of her regular companions came along, the very charming and super disturbed Chaim. He was an actor and could be seen here and there. Meaning here and there. Yeah, that's the question. Can I say it? He was an actor and could be seen here and there, because it sounds very German from the kind of writing, you know. Maybe it sounds better if I say he could be seen in several productions, for instance, or in TV shows. I don't even remember. He was quite active. And he used to play in various TV shows. Oh, damn, it's all encompassing. Yeah, what did he do? Yeah, anyway, I just keep it like that now. He tried to adorn me all the time. I didn't know how to deal with that. It was so embarrassing. Once he took me for a ride on his bike, and I was super intimidated. That sounds strange. So it was super embarrassing. Once he took me for a ride on his bike, I felt super intimidated. I have no idea. You don't really notice my shyness, but it's there. It's always there. I've just added new facets and so on. And yet, deep down, I am very shy. It was really hard to bear, even though I was a bit in love with this guy. In love. So, no, I get it because I made the mistake. I mean, I came here a few years ago to the UK, right? So because I had a crush on someone, yeah, and I talked to my best friend, and trying to find my feelings and all that stuff, And then a bit later, I got in touch with that person again, and then my best friend said, "Oh, so you still have feelings?" And then I said, "Well, I always said I love him." "Yeah, you said you love him, but I didn't know that you were in love with him." Oh, there are different phrases for everything and variations. So, it sounds more like, or is having a crush less than being in love? It's like a fling. A crush is more like a fling, right? Maybe I just say like a crush. I had a bit of a crush. No, I had a fling. I was smitten. Oh, that's such a nice word. I was a bit smitten. A bit smitten. I love that word so much. I was a bit smitten. Such a sweet word with this guy. That irritated me. Wait. That's the thing, I need synonyms because that irritated me. Let me have a look here. Interesting. Forbid. Slice. Snip. No, taste. Trace. Doesn't make sense. No. Doesn't make sense. Anyway. Anyway. Let's see what we have. Do you believe in telepathy? I do. That irritated me quite much. Quite so. And on top of that, Michaela seemed to have some old thing going on with him. No, Michaela seemed to have something going on with him, right? Something going on with him, so it wasn't really conclusive what was going on. He was definitely bisexual and living with a man in a more or less open relationship. Something. Chaim was only 9 years older than me, and Michaela was over 30 years older than me. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all good, right? But, yeah. So how would you say it? Hmm. Oh, my two pussycats. Hello. Did you see my purple? Oh my god. Sorry. But I just didn't want to make a big fuss and keep it going. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, so I watched that play, yeah, of Freilichter. I really can recommend to watch it. I also like the end. I mean, the whole subject, pride, is very interesting, and it's a great play, and gives also a lot of new insights and idea. Also, to see like I'm a woman, and to see that. I mean, it makes completely sense, but that's not only women who, for instance, get no help or we call the police. But I had that quite often, and so we do not count, and it's so sad. It shouldn't be like that, and saying it shouldn't be like for others because they're transsexual or gay or lesbian or queer or whatever. No one, if we need help, we should get help. You know, definitely. Yeah. So we're all survivors. Hmm. Have you ever seen that movie about Elton John? I found it so interesting, the story. And then watching him, I mean him, they actually played him, but then hearing these lyrics and understanding why he's saying these lyrics, and the whole process, and then when he came to recovery and he went back doing music, that great song, I'm Still Standing, And that is a song. It really was such a great song. And it kept me going. So yeah, I'm still standing. And I try to remind myself, on a daily basis, so what I'm grateful for. So at the moment, I'm at a seaside residence. I don't know for how long. For now, it's great. And, I'm going with the flow and being more creative because that's my real me. I have to be me. I have to be the real me, like being creative. Because trying to fit in on somewhere to please others and helping to make them a lot of money, it's actually not really me. And I get depressed. But it's also humbling because I, I, I did do work, just occasionally, which I wouldn't normally do. I have a completely new perspective on it. And, and then I realized even then, because I'm a free Buddhist, like how humbling any situation can be. So now I see everything completely different, even in the supermarkets, like they're really hard workers, like wherever you go, it's nothing is for granted. Nothing. Right? Look, the bus driver. Yeah. So, next one. Well, what I like about myself is a good portion of humor and how shattered my life was sometimes, It wasn't always on roses, definitely not. And I always had my humor, and spirituality and, but still, and I was growing my self-love, which is massive difference. So I'm still standing and I love myself. Isn't that wonderful? So, how does that sound? So Tempodrom, for who doesn't know, in Berlin, it's an organization, art center. And it used to be next to Haus der Kulturen der Welt, which they call in Berlin schwangere Auster, pregnant oyster. Because it looks a bit like an oyster. And in England they say it's a nice, it's like that affirmation. The world is your oyster. Exactly. The world's my oyster, you hear me? And God hired me. Who's gonna fire me? As Margie, who spilled the tea again, says it, for instance. And that's true, Who's gonna fire me if God hired me? Exactly. The world is my oyster, so is yours. So how does it sound? One afternoon, Tillman, the creative, no, is it the lightning director? What did I say before? Wait. Mm. Yeah, there was like a word for. Hmm. Anyway, Lightning Director, Lichttechniker, Installateur. I'm silly. I was a bit much sun today. Oh, I should maybe open my hair. So one afternoon, Tillman approached me in the theatre and invited me to come along to this huge art action at the Tempodrom to visit Cornelius, an artist. Of course, I accompanied him there. When can I say that? Of course, I accompanied him there. Of course, I went with him. What does sound better? Of course, I went with him, or of course, I accompanied him there. I was out there. When we arrived, there was a completely new world which opened up in front of me. The inner artist in me was awakened. Well, I was discreet because I was just shy. What sounds better? There were really such artists present, like Golo Gott, and is not alive anymore. He was a great artist. Um, he did kind of sculptures, and at the Tempodrom, he did kind of a sculpture out of a big tree. I don't remember what exactly he did. It was massive. It was huge, and he was an exceptional. He did exceptional jewelries, and yeah, I had a daughter, but lived then with a man, with a handsome young man. And then there was another. It was a great guy. He was also a photographer. It was very creative. Very great soul. And then there was Jim Avignon. He's very known, and he's also a DJ, and he does kind of graphic art type of thing. Like I don't want to say something wrong, but he does great shit. Betty Stürmer, she's also a DJ, and Cornelius Pale, for instance. The action of this had a political background. Can I say like that? The action had a political background because walls were erected around the Tempodrom, which was where nowadays you see the tippy tent, the tippy tent next to the pregnant oyster. Can I say it like that? The action had a political background because walls were erected around the fence of the Tempodrom, thus serving as a canvas for the artists and as a symbol of the Berlin Wall, as a protest that the Tempodrom could stay there and to make clear a missing pillar of investment or donation money. Wow, I have to work on that. It sounds a bit shit. But yeah, so there was this protest because they wanted to have like there was one. Let's say they had 3 million. Just an example. Let's say they had 1 million, but they needed 1.5 million, and that 500,000 was missing. So that's why they did this action. And also as a protest, like artistic squatting, that it stays there. Yeah. And still wet. My wild hair. Oh. Anyway, um, it's really funny hair. I love my hair. It's not bad. I don't get swim. So, oh yeah, okay. Well, I work on that and I put a hashtag on it. Oh, no, where are you? No. Oh, here. Oh, here. And, yeah. It was built like a fortress. Well, I walked around and looked at it all, walked around and looked at it all and was so incredibly fascinated. Incredibly fascinated. Suddenly, I met an old painter with a goatee beard. He was hardly taller than me, with a well fed paunch, let's say tummy. In American English, belly. Tummy! Yes, different words in England. I asked him his name, and his name was Baron de Mala. And then I said, "Oh, I'm a blue bloodler too. What a coincidence. Nice to meet you. So please do sit. How do you do?" Oh, I said, I'm a blue blood too. Then I said coquettishly that I'd like to paint there too. Then he handed me stately and a pencil and acrylic paint, and said that I could take up as much wall space as I wanted. Brilliant, I thought. Brilliant, that's something. And so I started to apply the paint and was quickly overwhelmed. Yes, indeed, because I had conquered such a traveling piece that I didn't really know what I was supposed to do then. The Baron de Mala came to my rescue with a smile and then asked me for my name as well. "Tell me, little girl." And they say that in Berlin, like, "Na Kleine, wie heißt du denn? Wie heißt du denn? What's your name?" And I said, "Princess Yasmin of Wonderland." Habe die Ehre. Did the honors. Yeah. Enchanté. At that time, the Tempodrom was right next to the pregnant oyster, the house of the cultures of the world, exactly where the tippy tent resides today. The other artists were all very nice, and were all generous with their brushes. Oh yeah, that's not pencil, like brushes. Yeah, brushes. And paint and stuff. Um, and gave me a few artistic phrases here and there, like an artist never washes out his brushes and all that, girl. All righty. Thanks for letting me go. Super excited. But that doesn't make any sense, honestly, because you have to clean them here sometimes, you know. Let's say when you paint with oil, well, in fact, like these are oil paints, yeah, like big oil paints, yeah, for instance. So I have to clean them somewhat, if I want to add another color, but I need this particular brush. Otherwise, it's not the same color. It's like a fucked up color. Sorry for my French. Sorry. There's no swearing in England. You don't do that. You have to say sorry after. Of course. I apologize. Sorry. Oh, England, I love you. So, well, how does it sound? I mean, progress, no perfection, right? Well, I found another good corner on the other side of the picture wall, of the canvas wall, we would say. The picture canvas wall. How can I say it? Is it because they were kind of canvases, art canvases. Right next to, so I found a art canvas wall part, and then right next to Betty Sturmer and Jim Alvignon. The picture was called, the painting was called The Smooching Sun. Die knutschende Sonne. The Smooching Sun. Which was a very nice, fresh painting. Yes. And I was already more tuned in, you know what I mean? The Smooching Sun. Although I have to say that the other artists were really brutally good. Honestly. The Smooching Sun. What cute though. I dedicated that painting actually from a friend, Caroline, who passed away a few months earlier. And actually through her, I landed there because I went back to that flat and, met Cornelius, and then Tillman landed in this little theater. And so that I landed at that art activist situation. Um, yeah. I mean, over the years, it's funny because I was really young. I was a teenager. And when people see me there, certain areas in Berlin, it was always fun. It's like, I don't know the word in English. Let's have a look. Bucklige Verwandtschaft. Depending where you go and whom you meet. Or sometimes, it happens like, let's say, once a year you go to a certain event and like everyone is there. And it's always funny how they look at me. It seems like they always see me from when they got to know me because I was so much younger. I'm so cute and innocent. I can't imagine Batistella was thinking, oh, this little girl is taking the piss here, putting her picture, her painting next to mine. Amazing, beautiful art. And how dare she being between me and Jim Avignon? Well, yeah, I dared, babe. This was actually the right place to do. Also from the colors and stuff, it was perfect. So yeah. Oh my cat. You see that cat kung fu? Look. So funny. Happens a couple of times a day. One is young, and this one is elderly, the black and white, nearly 16. Go for walks with him. He's amazing. He's my best friend. He's my best girl too. So, where were we? The smooching son. Nice. So, here. I came by, how does it sound? I came by almost every day, and the Baron, the Duke, and I became friends. Once I arrived on a rainy, cold Saturday afternoon and continued to paint diligently, and so on. And at some point, the hostess, well, the owner, so-called owner, I think it's the owner of the Tempodrom, came up to me and invited me to eat something warm with her people and so on. So yes, I did join them. It's actually cool, because it was quite cold, and I always like to go into the bathroom trailer with heating. But then came Hella von Sinnen. Yes, exactly the one. I always thought I always thought she's so great because I knew her from my childhood, and I was like a huge fan of her because I saw her in that TV show Tutti Frutti, which came, I think, every Saturday or something like that. And that was the only thing I really was allowed to watch, except from other stuff. But, where I could stay up or they recorded it for me. And which was shown always on RTL, the only private channel back in the day in Germany. So she was really and she was so fucking cunt, So she was really stupid. I thought she was cool and all that. No. Well, she sat very sternly on one of the toilet seats and asked me for my name and so on. And like she interviewed me. What the fuck? Yes. And I really didn't like her anymore from then on. Strange aunt. Really, man. Her partner, Cornelia, came up to me and said I wasn't allowed to go there. And really strict, in a tone that was really rude. I did not deserve that. Especially after my, come on, smooching son. I was one of them. Hello. Creme de la creme, yeah? Hey, hello. So, but you know what? My bump was cold. My hands were cold. So I continued to go to that toilet in this particular trailer and wash my hands with this particular warm water and took my time. Especially then, I took my time, which annoyed Hella to no end. And I didn't give a shit. What should I say nowadays? Well done. Bless her. I mean, after that, I was so disturbed of that event, because it really, like, I was such a fan, and that day, by coincidence, someone told me, like, Hella's coming. I said, what? She's like, she was so rude. I mean, really, like, what a grumpy bitch. And after that, I didn't hear much about her anymore. I completely ignored her. So I don't even know what's going on with her. So bless her. May she never forget me when I dared to go to the heated trainer to just go to the loo and wash my hands with warm water. What a big deal is it? Huh? So, okay. How does it? I can always do some changes. The press was also regularly represented. So I ended up in an article in the Berliner Morgenpost, OMG, as Princess Jasmine from Wonderland. That was really cool. I was proud as hell. I was mentioned in an article as a very eager young painter. How cool is that, man? And in the context of a big art event. Wow, that was quite something, honestly. Yeah. I never was in a newspaper or anything. Come on. Grown up with foster care, neglectment, abuse. You know what I mean? How should we end up? Like, I was a lucky one somehow. It could be worse, It could have been much worse in many ways. But, abuse is abuse. And it has severe consequences, like, for life. In some parts, for some people, you know. So we're still standing, you know what I mean? Fuckers. And karma's a bitch. So bless you, bless you, bless you, parents. Didn't know how to do it better, be more diligent. I don't know. Oh, self-loving. No, that's the point. No, to be more in love with yourself, and then being in love with life and everything, and being super excited and all that. And take life by the horns and telling me and telling yourself, look, little girl, the world is your oyster. We love you no matter what. I mean, there was always kind of food on the table and stuff. And there were good parts. At least she groomed me to a free spirit, which she didn't like at the end when I was a teenager. Because I was just telling and saying what I meant, and she hated that as fuck. Yeah, she didn't do that, but she told me that. And then I did it. Yeah, bless her. Yeah. How did that sound? Yeah. At the same time, I continued to go to the Fliegende Theater, the Flying Theater at Südstern, uh, and to school in the evenings at the same time. Oh, yeah, I said that. The thing is, in English, sometimes the phrases are built up a bit differently. I have to say that. Oh, anyway, I was also out and about more. I was also more often with Michaela, and also met quite frequently this Baron Dimana, who also told me a lot about art and encouraged me to paint a lot. And he did tell me a lot of action painting. Oh yeah, and he was a huge fan of David Boyson. No, Boyce, not David Boyson. David Boyson was an artist in Berlin Mitte. He died last year. Bless him. He was such a one of a kind. Boyce. Yeah, he was a huge fan of Boyce. And he lived with his family around the corner in Charlottenburg. His youngest son was in a boy group called The Boxer. I was very young and completely unspent or innocent. Unspent sounds strange. How did I say it in German? Unverbraucht. Ich war blutjung und komplett unverbraucht. I know. Wow. At least I always had goals, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think I'm even there. We'll continue tomorrow and share some bits of my book. Maybe you join in. Or maybe you leave a comment by watching it later. And please don't forget to subscribe, which would and will be very, very much appreciated by me. Oh my God. Send you lots of love. Be strong. And you know what I found out? And I always need to be strong. In a very strange situation, I realized that, and as I'm a free Buddhist, I said that, and I had by that time also, I had for a while, a mentor. He's a musician. He plays 4 or 5 instruments, but he's also Buddhist. And he always said to me, embrace the change, embrace the pain, and stuff like that. And then I realized, well, what about, everyone has their vulnerable moments, situations, so whatever, or in relationships, or before getting into a relationship. And then I realized, you know what? I embrace my vulnerability. And then I realized when I said that and was aware of it, I actually felt much stronger, but from more inside of me, in a free Buddhistic way. I say extra free Buddhistic way because I'm a spiritual person, I believe in the high Jesus, holy Jesus, or whatsoever energy, somehow, but I also love Ganesha and, all these great dudes, holy dudes. But I don't want to be labeled. So I don't want to be labeled myself. And it's interesting when I saw that theater play, I remember the situation when I was a kid. And I was 3 years old, and I always thought I'm a boy. And they said, no, you're not a boy. That's why you cannot even make a wee like the boys. I said, oh, well, that's boring. And I don't know, maybe I want to be gender fluid, but I don't want to label myself, I'm spiritual, I'm an infinite being, and at the moment, in a human body, right here now, right? And yeah, so watch Margie. I put a link down here, and I recommend watch that theatre play. I bet, especially when you don't live in the UK or so some parts or America, or haven't seen anything from him, watch it. It's very interesting and gives you a lot of insights also exactly about the subject, pride, what they're about, and it's very interesting. So thank you. And which is probably difficult, but if you can, in Berlin and some other parts of Switzerland and Vienna, and also in other parts in Europe, and stuff. But it takes a long time, so you need to take in account like to it lasts a couple of hours. But it's always great. Yeah. They're great creators, completely different, but great creators. And yeah, say. And thank you for Margaret Atwood, great masterclass. And thank you for other teachers. Thank you for my friends and supporters. And all these inspirations. You all, and the new one, you mean the world to me. I'm not kidding. Just nothing is for granted. So believe in yourself, lots of love, and good night.